All right, Shalom. Giving all praises, glory, and honors unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the 144,000, the rest of the hopeful elect. This is your brother Zion from GMS Atlanta. Back with another edifying video, news and prophecy. And we have more uproars of the people, more riots and protests, and this is coming out of Portugal. And it says, crisis in Portugal as riots spread with Lisbon looking like a war zone. Lisbon entered its third evening of riots on Wednesday following the shooting of a Cape Verdean man by authorities. All right. And the scripture says that Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Which Esau being the so-called white man and his race. Although you do have other so-called white people that are Israelites, they look like Edomites. And then scripture says that Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And Jacob are the so-called blacks, mans, and Native Americans, which are the true Israelites, the true Jews in the scriptures. So more protests and riots are sparking up. It says passengers were forced off a bus in Lisbon before it was sprayed with petrol and set on fire in horrifying scenes. It came as Lisbon entered its third evening of riots on Wednesday night. According to the public security police, it was one of two buses set on fire in the early hours of this morning in the municipalities of I'll try to pronounce it, forgive me, right, of Setchel and Lauer. In addition to two burnt, right, the buses, in addition to two burnt the previous night in Amadora and Riots. All right, so this is out of Portugal, all right, which is over there. Portugal is over there next to the country of Spain, all right. It says, speaking to the Lusa News Agency, Mayor of Setúbal, Paulo Silva reported an organized group of around 20 people stopped the bus in Arentela, made the passengers and the driver get off, and sprayed the vehicle with petrol. The riots erupted on Monday evening in response to authorities shooting 43-year-old Cape Verdean man Odair Muniz, which according to the PSP happened when officers intercepted an individual who had been fleeing from the police. It happened in the outskirts of Lisbon at around 6 a.m. on Monday. On the day of Muniz's death, the PSP said in the main street of the neighborhood, when the police officers were approaching the suspect, he resisted arrest and tried to assault them with the weapon and one of the police officers. And that's what they're saying. So I mean, if you try to assault a police officer, then they're saying that they've been justified to use that type of force, which, you know, at this point, being a police officer in any country around the world, especially post 2020, is an even more dangerous job because, you know, people are looking at cops like the enemy. So anything that law enforcement does, that's going to spark outrage, you know. But the everyday stressed out citizen is not looking to, you know, what they're saying or reason. Okay. Read more here. It says, Europe reeling as major city loved by Brits rocked by vicious violence. So there's a lot of different events happening around the world. Since Monday evening when the violence started, it's alleged that 13 vehicles have been reported as damaged, 2 have been set on fire, and 1 police car was torched. "30 people were involved in disturbances." I'm just scamming through in the Zambujao neighborhood where Moniz was killed, and there have been several arrests. So people are pretty much done with the police. Okay, here in America and around the world too. Okay, to say they shot this guy, the police say they tried to assault him, but it's sparking unrest. It says, it says President Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa urged for calm while hoping the apparent decrease of incidents last night pointed towards an end of the unrest. So, the scripture says that they shall not regard their kings nor their princes. Right? So let me get a scripture. Let's go to the book of Second Esdras. I'll get Second Esdras 9 first. Second Esdras 9th chapter. Second Esdras chapter 9. And I'll get straight to the point. Second Esdras chapter 9 in the Apocrypha, which is a part of the Bible. Verse 3, "Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world," an uproar is a protest, "then shalt thou well understand," or it could be a riot, right, civil unrest, "then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder, and powerful works and endings and effects and signs." And we're in the time of the end of Esau's society. Okay? I'll get one more precept. Second Ezra chapter 15. And 15. "For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." So violent protests is erupting against citizens versus law enforcement. "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, those that enforce the laws, those that are in rulership, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at the people coming against the government, coming against those that enforce the laws and taking power into their own hands. It didn't matter to the people that the cops say that he tried to assault them. They saw that they shot him dead, and they was out there rioting for days. So that's just the time that we're living in now. Prophecy is at hand. The end of this society is at hand. And with that, all praise goes to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Krakodash, Shalom.